Hey everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and watcher of D&D Direct. I meant to actually live stream this event, but unfortunately my computer decided to die on me over the last weekend, actually playing the Diablo 4 beta, and long story short, I had to buy some new computer parts, slap everything together, and now I am back up to working order, but unfortunately missed the window for actually doing a fun little Let's Watch for the D&D Direct 2023 announcement showcase. So instead, you're going to get me doing a off-stream but still recorded version. I have not seen this before. I've not been able to watch it yet, so you will see my live reaction to the D&D Direct. You just won't be able to join me in the chat for it. But without further ado, let's check this out and see. I expect to get definitely some stuff on the D&D movie, because that's obviously coming out this weekend.
To D&D Direct. We are so excited to be here with you today and to bring the most anticipated announcements from the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to dive right into the adventure with this truly stunning surprise. Check this out.
What's your opening surprise? Minecraft. D&D Minecraft, okay. Minecraft is still a very popular thing for the kids. I don't know if my oldest still plays Minecraft or not. I think she does. Seems like an obvious choice. Get that official license going. So weird because D&D is basically just every fantasy RPG anyway, so yeah, you've got to do mimics, you got to do beholders, like that's the actual license you're getting, I suppose. Forgotten Realms, Drow, like the names, that's what you've got, that's your IP. Played Minecraft Legends for a little bit too. That was kind of a fun little action RPG version, co-op. Oh, it had the worm. All right, check on dragons, check on dungeons. Yeah, not a gameplay style I like, but very, very popular with an entire generation, I think.
And their friends now get to battle all the classic monsters from D&D. What an amazing way to unite these two worlds. And for our D&D fans, we have a little something extra to commemorate your new Minecraft adventure.
Minecraft creatures. Okay, so go the other direction. Put Minecraft creatures into D&D.
It features some of
Smart.
your favorite Minecraft mods for you to add to your games.
We're going to reveal all the new and exciting things coming to Dungeons and Dragons this year.
From the star-studded D&D movie coming
Tell
out
me
this
more.
spring to riveting reveals in the realms of digital, print, collectibles, and more.
You can track what's coming up next right here on the screen.
So oh boy, it's like a sports center.
And of course, you'll have us with you every step of the way. I'm your host, Gina Darling, and next to me is a strapping young man.
I'm Iffy Whityway. We've been a part of this community for a long time.
Autumn Like Thieves was the
there
movie.
Are millions of fans out there who can't wait for all this new content.
We're here to tell you everything you need to know about what's going on in the world of D&D.
All right, let's keep
We're gonna get the next story announcement as well. Virtual D&D adventure. Let me know about that.
Right here.
Documentary, World of Druids. Okay. Trailer. This movie looks great. I want to be honest. Like, worried they're gonna show too much with all these trailers now. It's a chungamungus. Look at the beefy. He's so chunky. That's cool.
The greatest evil the world has ever known.
I mean, honestly, just tonally, like, copy Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, it's perfect. It's like a ragtag crew, a fantastic universe. People are charming and likable. That's what D&D is for the most part. Oh.
Magic is on a whole other level.
Escape into the cube? I don't know.
We're outmatched. How are we gonna defeat them?
I would love for this to be a series. Like, give me some sequels. Like, assume we can tell a lot of stories here.
Maybe I'm not saying it right.
Yuck.
Wonderful. Were you killed in battle?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
One more question, right?
Yes.
No. That wasn't for you. Did that count as a question?
Yes.
Damn it. Only answer when I talk to you, okay?
Yes. Why did you say okay at the end of that? I didn't.
Fantastic. Where's the shovel?
It's funny. That's the Simpsons Wiki Mart dude on the top of the mountain. It looks great. It looks like a lot of fun. I hope it does well. I mean, I hope it's good.
Oh, I can't wait.
I've
Yeah,
already got my tickets.
that legit looks great.
Which reminds
We're definitely
me,
gonna try to see it this weekend.
What are you doing? We're hosting a show right now, dude.
Well, after seeing the trailer, I wanted to make a bard like Chris Pine's character, so I went to playDnd.com and found one of these pre-made character sheets.
No, if you-
Then I filled out some stuff and made up a name, and ta-da,
Plug D&D
character
Beyond.
created.
Hey.
We're also gonna see if
Sorry.
D&D,
What I was trying to say is, if you want to play
if they at
D&D
all
with
try to
your friends,
address
you can start by going to
the controversy that just happened like a
playDnd.com
month
and
ago,
create
right?
your own,
Like they have to a lot of
Yeah, I mean,
goodwill
I'm
to build
already
back
done.
up,
We
or do
can
they
do
just
it
say,
later.
you know what?
And that's
The
not
advantage to
Check out
having
this song and
all
dance
of
on
that
how to
shit
teach your friends
hit the
about
fan
D&D.
is,
Take it away, Joe Cat.
24-hour news cycle. Maybe people have forgotten about that.
So what do you say? Interested? I don't know. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. Oh, okay.
That's their
well,
biggest
no
advantage
worries.
right now.
We'll
Is
talk
like,
about it
well,
later.
thankfully that was like a month ago, so folks have moved on.
So you want a game with your friends, but they are all new and have
is
trouble
this?
playing pretend. It all seems so hard to be in the right cards just to play.
It's the D&D tune, I take it.
But luckily, hope is not lost. Despite how it seems, there is very little cost. In fact, it's quite painless, in some ways even brainless. And so I will teach you today. First, you get your friends together, and yes, you have them pique their interest, and then you grab them, show them live plays or fun short clips or even the D&D movie. Set a time to start playing weekly, make some characters that uniquely fit their fantasy, or dumb memes or something completely left field but groovy. Tell them it's their chance to star in their own series where they can do anything, save the world or be the villain. Use an imagination, you can even
Wait,
switch a king.
maybe not
This all
be the
sounds
villain.
fine
That
and
gets a little
everything, but
complicated.
I have a few concerns.
Like?
I can't voice act or sing good songs.
Embrace the bad. It's fun as heck.
I'm scared I might get rules all wrong.
Just make some up, or you can check.
But who will be the dungeon master?
Who knows the most, or the bravest friend?
But what if it all ends in disaster?
Learn from mistakes and try again. Grab pen and paper and starting rule set, and that's all you will need to start that.
Very
D&D
Disney
with
song.
your friends.
Can I have cars and laser guns?
Sure, home like fantasy,
Sure.
then do sci-fi. Any setting can take its place by making homebrew or funhouse rules to custom tailor your grand adventure. D&D is so much more than how you start or how it ends. Print some sheets and grab some dice, then go and grab your friends. Ah!
Homestar Runner in the background.
You know what? I actually do want to give it a try. Yeah!
Okay. That was very cute.
Now, it's no secret that the D&D movie is going to introduce the game we all love to millions of new potential fans.
We want to welcome all these new adventurers, no matter how they
That's
want
one
to
screwed
play.
up.
And your friendly local game stores around the world will join in on the D&D celebration with an introduction to D&D games from April 6th to April 9th.
Let's give every new adventurer an enthusiastic welcome to D&D together.
And here is another great way to make that movie experience come to life.
Eat the
With
legendary
Hasbro's March
beasts.
Monster Madness. Please, I'm begging you, please have the owlbear. I would sell my sibling for an owlbear right now.
Hi, my name is Emily. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the brand manager for Dungeons & Dragons toys
Oh
over
yeah, I
at
like your
Hasbro.
shirt.
We have been working on a lot of awesome D&D toys
That's
this
a great
year to
shirt.
celebrate the upcoming theatrical release, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and D&D lore in general. Some of my favorite toys that we're making include our Golden
Yes, thank
Archive
you.
collection,
Do some fucking
which are our
toys.
6-inch scale figures
by
that have premium
Hasbro.
deco. They're highly articulated. They're so much fun to play with. We have our Cartoon Classics assortment that celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1980s cartoon. And
Yeah,
our Dice
that cartoon was a
Lanes, which are
bit
the first
before my
ever
time.
D20s that convert
I
into your
want those.
favorite
Transformers
monsters.
is my jam,
Today,
though.
I am so excited to get to show to you for the very first time
Those are
3
big.
of our upcoming Golden Archive monster releases. So we have our new Golden Archive Xanathar, our lore-inspired Owlbear, and then our Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves Displacer Beast. All of these are absolutely fantastic figures that you are definitely going to want to add to your collection.
Are those like
If you'd like
collector
to learn
priced,
more
or are
about
those
these
like
figures,
can pick those up in
Plan on
Target.
heading over to the Hasbro Pulse YouTube page tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time.
In other words, are they
fan
priced for
stream.
adults or
Pre-orders
kids?
For these 3 figures open tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Xanathar and the Displacer Beast are going to be Hasbro Pulse exclusives, and then our Owlbear is going to be a GameStop exclusive with limited quantities available on Pulse.
Oh, there you go.
We hope to see you tomorrow for the fan stream. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the
They look
rest
a little
of
larger
D&D
than the
Direct.
average toy. They know they're going to
The
sell to
brown
collectors.
Owlbear figure will be available at GameStop, and you can get the Xanathar and Displacer Beast from Hasbro Pulse. He's my favorite.
Well, check out these stunning secret
Those
lair
were good
cards
molds,
from
though.
Magic the Gathering, featuring
Looking at my shelf trying to figure out if I can squeeze something on there. Magic. Ah, that's kind of cool. I get official artwork. Thankfully, it's not movie stills, right? That's actually art. Yeah, that's artwork. Okay, that's better. Ah, she's like double-sided. Okay. Neverwinter Charlatan. I didn't realize Hugh Grant was an official member of the crew.
And look, the regular cards and premium foil cards are on sale today at MagicSecretLair.com.
There are so many ways to engage right now with Dungeons & Dragons. We've seen pathways today through film, collectible cards, and figures, but there's nothing as fascinating as a gripping story.
And one of the best ways to immerse yourself in the Forgotten Realms is through the mind of author R.A. Salvatore.
R.A. Salvatore is a New York Times best-selling author, father of the legendary character Driz Dewarden, and creator of the epic series
Like
detailing
everybody
Drizz's
pronounces that name
adventures
differently.
through the Forgotten Realms.
You know, Driz has been thrilling fans as a noble ranger
Driz?
with
Is that what they're
impressive
doing?
swordsmanship and compelling conflicted
The
personality
Dritz,
for
which is
35 years.
probably
and
worse.
now, in the final book, Salvatore's latest series, The Way of the Drow trilogy,
I've not read any of
is
these books.
coming out this
Hardly any
August.
Forgotten Realms.
To
I think I
tell us
mentioned before on
all
my
about
channel.
his
I
latest
read a
book
lot of
and
Dragonlance
also
back in the
what
day,
Neverwinter
and no
collaboration
Forgotten
was
Realms.
like. Here's the fantasy writing goat himself, R.A. Salvatore.
What are you telling Mark? I wasn't planning to be an author. I was a math science major in college. I was going to be a technical writer maybe after I kind of switched over, because after I read Tolkien, I wanted to be a writer, or at least I wanted to read. But I ran out of fantasy books to read, so I wrote my own. When I started writing, Dritz wasn't even in the outline that I had to do, and I was doing the audition to get the first book, and I got a phone call that said, I'm late for this meeting. I have to get in there. And I need a sidekick for Wolfgar. What's his name? And off the top of my head, I said, Dritz Dewarden of Damerman de Chesbrennon, the 9th house of Menzoberranzan. She said, can you spell it? I said, not a chance. And that's how he was born. He was the classic, misunderstood, unappreciated hero. People don't get him. They judge him unfairly. He feels like people
Probably
don't
too
know who he
tropey
is.
nowadays,
They don't
but I
accept
think
him.
back then maybe
it's not the
less
content of his character for him. Who doesn't
of the
feel that?
brooding,
He
like
just resonates with people. Dritz believes in personal agency. That's what these books are all about. Is personal.
I'm the
individual
one good
agency.
drow.
You are responsible for who you are. It's not.
Of course, I mock that as not having read those books.
Your
So
responsibility.
let me know in the comments
One of the things I've said about these books
any of the
from the
Dritz
very
books are worth
beginning
reading, or if they're.
is that
The
they're
problem
highly
is, some
sensitive
of you may have
work.
read them
They
like,
take
you
these
know,
characters and
20
they
years
put
ago,
pressure
and
on
who
them.
knows if
They
they
ask for answers.
hold up today. And I could say the same thing about
questions I have
Dragonlance. Like, I really enjoyed reading Dragonlance back in the
And
day,
that's,
but
that's what these books have done for me for 35 years.
I don't know
The
how
Way of
well
the
some of those
Drow
books
is like,
have held up today.
It's come full circle. In the third book, Loth's Warrior, this is the fight. Dritz has come an awful long way. He is the catalyst for the war that's going to happen in
He's still writing these
Menzoberranzan.
books, though. That's
He's a big
impressive.
player in this, whether he wants to be or not. And if he dies there, he's okay with it, because he's following what he has to do, and he's completely accepted that. It's very different to write for a video game than writing a novel. When I'm writing a novel, I'm giving you people through whom you will see the world, right? You're going to walk down the road looking at the world through Dritz's eyes. When I'm writing a video game, however, the most important
What games
character
has
in
he
a video
written?
game to a player is the one they're playing. Neverwinter. The work they're doing always astounds me. And the fact that they're piggybacking on stuff I did makes me feel very, very good. And what they really want us to do is come in and help them
Good attitude to have.
write something that's not
Especially when
in
you're
the
working
books
for
that would
a
make
big
sense
corporation.
alongside the books. So it becomes a true collaboration. When I started this journey, I thought it was going to be like a lark. I wanted to get my name on a book. When somebody writes
Got
to
an
you
East
and they
Coast
say
accent.
that
When I
what's
started
something
this
you've done
journey.
has had a positive change in their life, It reminds you what a privilege it is to be able to be let into someone else's life through your work. Because, you know, they're bringing it to the book. I get letters from people saying,
God,
"These guys
Neverwinter,
became my
the
friends."
MMO is so
Or,
old now.
I get a letter from someone who's really ill and says, "I didn't think I could beat this, but I think of Dreads and what he went through. I can beat this." I'm sitting at home one day, and what shows up on my house but an American flag, along with a poster of a chopper flying over a fire base in Afghanistan. And it's signed by everybody on the crew and at the fire base at the time. And they were reading the Dritz books. And they were saying, you know, you're making us forget what we had to do today and not think about what we got to do tomorrow. Thank you. You don't expect that. I mean, you know, I'm trying to just make people have a few hours of fun.
Shout out to all the nerds and geeks in the military.
Entertainment. But they take it and they make it more. And it's a real privilege. And it's humbling, it's inspiring, it's why I do what I do.
Menzo Baranzan is a prison. I am fortunate to have escaped. It is my hope that someday this place can be cast open, its citizens freed from their captor.
Gina and I both got to fly up to Washington and meet the developers on the D&D digital play space. We are so excited to share all the secrets we discovered. So
Okay,
check this
I'm
out.
leaning forward. Tell me much more.
This is amazing. You guys ready to play some D&D?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So we've got 4 really cool characters here. Is anyone thinking about anything specifically as you're looking at these?
I'm thinking Dorbin. I like his beard and I want to be a bearded man today.
Nice. Nice. All right, so you can...
Are you having fun dragging him around?
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
I've actually had the sorcerer I've been wanting to play for forever. Is there a way I can just port it in?
Yeah, is it on D&D Beyond?
Yep.
Virtual
Okay,
tabletop
sweet.
we're working
There we
on.
go, all linked up and ready
Okay,
to go.
linked up with D&D
There's a lot of
Beyond.
ways to play D&D online, and not all of them are hitting the big 3 things that we think were important: fun, convenience, and authenticity.
Oh, hello, welcome to the inn. Have a seat. I'll get some refreshments. What would you have?
A nice grog would be nice. I'm really warm. I was standing real close to the fireplace. You have good wood. Your wood is good.
Wood is good.
Everyone hears scratching noises in the walls. Barton's like, "Damn rats!" and he kicks the wall.
I'd like to roll perception to see if I can figure out where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, so you want to go to
Actual,
the walls
like,
and kind of look around. Fire
minis,
breaks out.
miniatures.
The whole inn shudders a little bit.
Dorbin, do the rats you encounter normally move buildings?
Not anyone that I've seen.
There might be more.
All right, this is cute, but I want like the tech,
What I wanna
the
do is
walkthrough from
grab
the
all my friends
developer.
and play with them. They're on their computers.
I know how
they're on
fun
their
D&D can be.
phones, They're on their game consoles, but we're all together playing through the same virtual tabletop. So that's the dream right there.
Yeah.
Ceiling crashes down. Everybody make a dex save.
But he does.
Oh, okay.
So that's under your dexterity. It'll be the top up there. It'll be dexterity saving throw.
I like that UI.
So now you roll 2 dice.
They okay. Doing an interesting job of just blending a video game.
We're in Unreal 5, which is
Yeah,
latest,
it
greatest.
looks
But now
it
we're
looks like
testing
Unreal.
with friends of people who work at Wizards.
Look at the
and their
water. Okay,
families.
yeah,
It's
this looks like playing
spells,
Baldur's
it's got
Gate 3.
effects. It's got a lot more rules in it, so those sort of things are what we've been adding.
I will go over to this flame here and sort of rub my
It
hands
tracks the
together and go,
movement.
"Please
That's
work,
pretty
please work,
clever.
please
So it
work."
doesn't
I'm
have.
going to cast control flames
Nice.
to extinguish them.
Do we
We're
not
just
have
trying to, like,
squares?
show you where the rules
Are the squares
are.
just hidden,
Not
maybe?
being like, oh, once you get to the end of that, you can't move anymore, because that's not really D&D to us. It's like, if your DM's okay with it and you want to do a flip and land on the table, then that's just how the game gets played.
Yeah, go ahead. Just put yourself right up on top of the roof.
I have the high ground now.
The ground shakes, trembles, and an insect-like beast comes out with gnashing pincers.
Ooh.
We can have the DM be able to set the mood, set the lighting, what time of day.
And see, the smart thing is now they can sit here and charge you for all the, here's your insect pack and whatever. Which, if you give me a good product,
Let's go into
I'm not gonna. I mean, people might complain a little bit about prices and things like that, but create the right ecosystem. This looks good.
2 20s.
No.
All we
always happens. So he's gonna turn around.
Especially if you have a
acid
free
spray
version, and then people can come in and pay for extra effects and miniatures and packs and things.
Like if you go all the way back, we're gonna make our own.
What it probably
content,
won't
but
let you
we
do
want to
though
make
is use
that
your own
content out of
custom
building
stuff
blocks
like
that
a
everybody
Roll20
can
would.
break apart and make their
It's like
own
Roll20 is like you don't
content
have to buy
because
anything,
that
you can just use it.
remix is like core to the DNA of D&D.
I will use my longsword.
Also, this is
Here
probably
we
only
go.
gonna be one D&D if I had to get. It rocks back and forth. That's cute.
You might want to just give this one up and run.
So with these tools that you're going to hand to the players, is there a way for the community to share assets?
The strength of it is the community, and the community creating everything. And we create stuff, and then the community tries to one-up us, and then we try to one-up the community, right? Like,
Okay.
that's a big part of it. And having that
Let
sort
people
of
make their own
marketplace
stuff?
where you can just like download other people's stuff.
Steam Workshop
and
thing?
check it
Okay.
out. I think that's like a core to the final experience.
Damn right.
Then I'm going to hold out my hands and cast Magic Missile with all of them focused on the Unkeg.
We're
That
going
mini's
to put
great, just like the
everything in
cape
Monster
going.
manual in it. We want you to be able to, play the game as it's written.
I have 8 hit points. I don't do physical activity.
Miss
Nice.
18. Slam down to the left and right of you.
I feel like it's so perfect to come in and be able to visualize and see everything and hear everything. That's what my favorite thing about this whole VTT is.
There's always like a
It's a really well put
wanna take
together presentation though
5-hour
to
prep, and there's people like me that just like give
combine
me
it with
an
them
in,
playing and then
some
them talking about it
characters, and
afterwards.
us playing. Oh, there we go. Two dice.
Let's go. So I think the big question is, when are we getting the virtual tabletop?
Next, we're just going to open it up slowly to more and more people so that hopefully a lot of the people listening will be able to play it this year.
I hope that you are
Wow.
so very proud of this because I was in awe.
I am glad that you guys like
Yeah.
it. That You never know, right?
Gotta be
That's
5e
where I'm
compatible
at
though,
with
right?
the
Not just one
developers.
D&D?
I need the feedback. I need the loop.
That would be a question I would ask. They test in late 2023 on D&D Beyond. Okay, that's cool. I think that's what a lot of people expected, was their VTT to be integrated with D&D Beyond.
Was so exciting.
We'd like to go now to the WZK.
Being able to look at
where
it
they have
with the
latest
minis in play and having effects and having it look like built out of Unreal 5 is really impressive. That's really cool.
Good morning and welcome to WZK News, where our top story is the continued search for this life-size.
I'm very interested in it though. I'm very interested. As somebody who doesn't use D&D Beyond at all, because I've used Roll20 for years, to be able to, from my background as a video game fan, who became a D&D fan, being able to play in what looks like kind of a video game world space, but still using, all the rules and having the active dungeon master setting everything. I mean, that's the dream from way back when, Neverwinter Nights, the actual Neverwinter Nights, not the MMO, where you could play, D&D on a video game with multiple people, and then have a DM in charge during, and have like tools and things. That's very exciting. I don't know what they're doing here.
Channel 20, thanks for watching. I'm Hank Presto. Good night.
Hank Presto. This kid's so miniature stuff. Dane for adorable misconduct.
Next up, we have Joe Manganiello here in the studio. He's the director and producer of the D&D documentary coming out next year, and
Is he?
has a special update just for us about where they are in the making of.
But we're almost done here.
Hi everyone, I'm Joe Manganiello.
So.
Like many of you, Dungeons and Dragons
Or Joe,
has
everybody
had a
mispronounces your
huge
last name, I
impact
bet.
on me ever since I was a kid, growing up, spending summers on a small island off
He has
the
been
coast
such
of
an
Maine,
awesome
and then
champion
throughout
for
the rest of the
D&D, and
year
he's
back
a
home
big
because
celebrity, so
it
that's
provided
been
an incredible wellspring of
just
form and
such a positive
creativity
force in
that
the community.
sparked a lifelong love of storytelling that began galvanizing itself through my role as a dungeon master, beginning at the young age of 9. Ultimately, it was my love of Dragonlance that opened the door for my involvement with the brand, working tirelessly to develop a live-action version of the Dragonlance novels that have never been far from my thoughts throughout all these years since I first read them. But I'm here today speaking to you because I'm also in the middle of directing and producing the official 50-year history of Dungeons & Dragons.
We're getting a live-action Dragonlance? That would be fascinating.
Scholar John Peterson, his co-author of several D&D books, Kyle Newman, and my brother and producing partner, Nick. being that we're standing on the precipice of the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I would love
in
a great
2024,
documentary.
It was the perfect time for this documentary to be made.
Put that shit on like
We're also
Amazon
currently
Prime
in
or
production
something.
filming elevated conversations with a host of creators.
God, it'd have to be so freaking long. Like D&D has been
showrunners, rock stars, politicians,
just what a
talk
star.
show hosts, comedians,
What a
professional wrestlers,
era,
studio
like the whole
executives, and visual artists who all came from completely
it's the
different
70s
worlds,
till
but
now,
transformed their own
and
lives.
having it be more
And as
popular
a
than ever
result,
is really
culture we live in.
fascinating.
And I think it's important to say that we're not just documenting D&D's roller coaster of a history, but the incredible impact that it's had on the world and our culture up till now. So stay tuned.
Cool.
As we'll be bringing you more updates throughout the year as we get closer to the documentary's release date. That's right, in the Year of the Dragon, 2024. Thanks so much.
That documentary is going to be the perfect
My oldest
way
is
to
Year of the
celebrate
Dragon.
50 years of Dungeons and Dragons.
It's so true. It's amazing getting to understand the inspiration behind it, how it has evolved, and the passion that still guides and empowers this legendary world of adventure and fantasy.
There has never been a better time to make the epic stories of Dungeons and Dragons part of your personal story.
All right, what's your big
There's
last
room
segment?
in this adventure for everyone in whatever way you and your friends and family like to engage most.
Yep, the fun of sharing our imaginations and our individual passions with others is what Dungeons and Dragons is all about.
That is why it's been such a pleasure to be here today to share and celebrate this next leg of our adventure together.
Ife and I thank you for joining us here at D&D Direct, but before we go, we have one last
thing.
The veritable boss battle of our whole show.
That's right. You're going to see the seeds of storytelling that have been building over the past decade. You're also going to hear about what's coming next in the stories and adventures from Dungeons & Dragons Studio in 2024 and
Mysteries
beyond.
of the Multiverse.
Take it away, Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford.
Hey.
Hey there, everyone. We are so excited to talk about what we've spent the past decade building and exploring together, the D&D multiverse.
Within these stories, we visited fantastic worlds, embarked on thrilling
Perkins
adventures,
is the
and come
Kevin
face-to-face
Feige
with a
of
few
Wizards of
of
the
the
Coast,
D&D
always with the
multiverse's
baseball
most
cap.
iconic characters and conflicts.
We began our exploration of the multiverse in 2014, laying the foundation for exciting stories to come. Together, we uncovered mysterious obsidian obelisks.
By multiverse, you just mean
brimming
anything
with
outside of
incredible
Forgotten
power.
Realms?
We fought off corrupt prophets of elemental evil before they could obliterate the Forgotten Realms.
We battled giants, bent on conquering the Sword Coast.
Okay, now you're talking about everything that
we
happened
bore
in
witness
5e.
to the terrifying return of Tiamat, the evil queen of dragons.
We also encountered some of D&D's most timeless figures, iconic spellcasters like the world-hopping wizard Mordenkainen, who confronted the vampire lord Strahd, and the witch queen Tasha, famous for her potent spells and tomes on fiendish lore. Were they friend or foe? Well, that was for you to discover. So what's next? As always, the D&D multiverse just keeps on getting bigger. In 2023, we'll pick up where we left off and introduce some new narrative threads.
Let's start with Keys from the Golden Vault, a burglar's dozen of daring heists. One of the 13
Check out my
adventures
review
takes
and my
place in
ranking
Rebel's
videos on the
End,
YouTube channel.
the prison that features in the upcoming D&D movie Dungeons & Dragons.
That was the
Honor
worst
Among
one of the bunch.
Next, we'll marvel at
Stop trying to make it work.
wondrous
It's
legends
not
and
able to make it
giant
work.
civilizations in the book Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. Bigby, another timeless figure from D&D's multiverse, will expand on the origins of giants and their titanic struggles with each other as they vie for power.
After that, we'll further explore the mystery of the obelisks that have cropped up in so many of our adventures. Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, marks our return to Phandalin, where a mysterious obelisk begins to unleash monstrous
They
danger.
teased this. The obelisks are in Tomb of Annihilation and
Planescape,
Rime of the Frost Maiden, maybe one
Adventures
other.
in the multiverse. In this book, we'll return to Sigil. a
Interesting they
place
want to go
where
back to
anything
Phandalin.
can happen. It's a city where everyone and everything is together.
Yeah, Sigil
and
needs
as we know,
something.
there
There's your
will be
multiverse.
disagreements. This realm of possibilities
Also
is
hate that it's
full
pronounced Sigil.
of wild and weird planes of existence for you to explore, and sets up our major adventure in 2024.
Shout out
And
to
we'll end
Planescape
this year
Torment.
with a closer look at a magic item that has been a delightful source of chaos in D&D, the Deck of Many Things.
Yeah.
For the first time, we're delving into the multiverse-spanning story behind this bedlam-causing, campaign-rocking item.
Remember, The D&D multiverse is always
does that mean?
expanding. Even with so many new stories coming to light, there's still so much more to explore.
And so many more stories to tell.
Well, they really are just teasing things.
His long-awaited return in the not-too-distant future. Dare we utter his name?
Those of you who've watched Stranger Things may know Vecna as an otherworldly monster. But this villain's true cosmic horror will be
Shout out to Doomed Forgotten Realms,
with a world-hopping adventure that both celebrates our 50-year history,
who did some really cool things with Vecna. The Rise of Vecna and the Fall of Vecna. Both
Vecna's reign
great-looking
of
campaigns I've
terror is just
reviewed.
one example of the interconnected storytelling that
To where I almost
can be found
forgot
in
that we haven't had an official
Every new hobby
5e
is a chance for us to build
adventure
on
uses
earlier
Vecna.
work and plant new seeds for the future.
It's true. Vecna is just the beginning. You're going to see so many more surprising connections emerge during the next 5 years.
For example, the Red Wizards, whose evil is on display in the D&D movie, will have their own epic story in 2025.
And speaking of villains in red,
Okay.
fans of the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon will
Thinking
be
up to
pleased
2025.
to hear that the red-clad sorcerer Venger, that show's main antagonist, will return in a D&D adventure.
Deep cut.
And let's not forget the League of Malevolence, an assemblage of villains introduced in the wild beyond the Witchlight. These villains seek power across the multiverse, and you will learn more about them and their
Forgotten about
members
them.
in the years and stories to come.
Okay.
There are so many future secrets.
They're basically
and
teasing the fact that they
stories
want things to be connected, although they've kind of already done that. Again, they had the obelisks. They had like the Ring of Winter appear in like 2 different
Thank you for supporting,
adventures. They've kind of already been
sharing,
doing
and
this.
telling these incredible stories with us. D&D fans are truly the heart of this brand. What we write, you bring to life.
And the most exciting twists and turns in Dungeons & Dragons are still ahead. Here's to the next leg of the adventure.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
From all of us here at D&D Direct,
I almost would have preferred if they had just announced it. Like the last Direct, they did Dragonlance at the end, right? They did a big deep dive and like, here's Dragonlance and here's we're going to come with these products and stuff. I kind of preferred if they'd come up with one thing to really talk about versus, hey, here's a montage of several things that we can talk about real quick. That's just teasing. That's going to come in the future. Like, okay, that's fine, I guess. But I didn't feel like we got any really concrete stuff on here. I mean, the Honor Among Thieves obviously was a great trailer. We got a lot of just a lot of talking head stuff, right? Between the documentary and R.A. Salvatore interview, both good stuff. Probably the most relevant segment for me was the D&D VTT preview. That was very interesting. It was awesome to be able to see that. So this is worth watching just for that segment. I'm trying to look. It's only like 5 minutes long. That was a very fascinating, useful, informative segment, and that was definitely worth watching alone. I'm very excited about this VTT, even as somebody who they need to sell it to me because I'm very deeply ingrained in Roll20 and that's what I'm used to. But I could definitely see myself messing around with that and finally like getting involved in D&D Beyond. Although we all, of course, just say I haven't actually subscribed to D&D Beyond, but a lot of folks quit after the big controversy. But you know what? This is how you bring people back. You apologize for it. You build up that goodwill slowly and carefully and give people a good product and they will pay for it. That's capitalism, baby. All right, folks, if you stuck around this long, then thank you. Let me know in the comments what you think about the D&D Direct, and I will see you with more videos and streams of the week.